Everybody, welcome to the Monday edition of The Scene. What a weekend, and it continues to be hot. And today is Education Day here on The Scene. We're going to be talking to some folks, various people of the year, and also we had the Teacher Appreciation of the Year. And what other meeting was it today?
There was the Staff Appreciation, bus drivers, custodians, secretaries. It was great. In
Christian County today, and the speaker at both of those was our guest today, Jamie Vollmer. Welcome.
Thanks.
And I'm gonna try to figure out here exactly what you do. I know you speak about, as you say, the relationship between schools and the community.
Right. Specifically and especially the business community.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And I was reading your book, I wasn't reading the book, folks, I was reading the back. But something here that struck me, and you can either talk about this or go to something else, about the fact that maybe our schools aren't set up these days to be what they need to be. They're set up for another time.
Yeah. Well, think about it. I mean, it's presumptuous to say I know what Christian County's like. First of all, I grew up in a big eastern city. I've lived in a small agricultural community for 25 years in Iowa. But let me go out on a limb and say that back in the day,
right,
certainly any time back past 1980, what you basically had was an economy that needed a small handful of thinkers and a big slug of doers. Mm-hmm. I mean, I joked this morning with the teachers.
Because we were building things.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Gotcha.
And you had a hierarchy where the managers were at the top and the workers were at the bottom. And as I started to say, I joked this morning with the teachers that I get out of high school in 1967. I know I don't look at things.
No.
And I got a job right out of high school. I didn't go to college. And I got a job in a factory. And at the end of the first week of my gainful employment as a grown-up, I went to my shop foreman. I said, you know, Jim, I've been thinking of how we could do things different here because I thought I saw a way to improve the assembly line.
I bet he really looked forward to hearing you. Okay.
He loved that. Basically, he said, as a kid, nobody told you were paid to think.
Right.
Well, if you go back and look, in that year, in the late 60s, through the 70s, even into the early 80s, you had a small handful of thinkers and a big slug of doers. And the school system was specifically designed, that's what you referred to, and that's what your folks need to understand. The schools that they have in their heads, the school that they went to, was specifically designed to do one thing with a vengeance. Select and sort kids into those two groups, thinkers and doers. So, you might make the argument that that was never really all that nice or even moral.
But it was practical.
Right on the nose. It was totally practical. That's what we needed. And so we put up with it. We put up with kids being horribly bored. We put up with unbelievable dropout rates. Didn't matter. A fellow said to me a long time ago, he said, you know, we have the lowest dropout rate we've ever had right now, and that is true here as well, and the highest dropout problem, because there used to be a place for the dropouts to drop in. Well, they're all gone.
The factories?
Yeah, the mills, the shops, they've all been sent someplace else. So what you got then, what you have astutely identified is we've got a school system designed for an America that no longer exists.
Okay.
And part of the
it's like watching Ozzie and Harriet or something. Basically.
Yes, that's exactly right. Part of the challenge that your superintendent, Mr. Link, faces, as so many of his peers across the country, is taking that model, which has existed, and people could argue very successfully, for 150 years, and changing it into a new model.
Okay.
A model that has one goal, not selecting and sorting, but looking at every kid when they show up and say, what are we going to do to unfold the full potential of that child? Every child. No school system on the planet Earth has ever attempted what yours are trying to do right now and need to do.
Okay. You'll find out more about what he had to say, of course, on News Tonight, but I do want to touch base on this. You've written, I assume, multiple volumes? Is that correct?
Actually, this is the very first book.
This is the first book, okay.
In your world, the videos came first.
Okay. Now, if people want to find out more about you and your ideas and all that, what's the best source of information from you?
That's very generous. JamieVollmer.com.
Okay. That's JamieVollmer.
JamieVollmer.com. The book's also available on Amazon and Barnes and things online. But yeah, if they want to find out more about what we're doing, that's it. I will say this. As far as I'm concerned, it's unbelievably flattering to be asked to be here because I was here a year and a half ago. So it is proof that you can fool some of the people all the time.
There you go.
But the real action is local. And your school district and your Chamber of Commerce and your Work and Education Coalition, they're all coming together to build this business education partnership. That's where the action is locally. And what I just said to a group of business leaders is, I know they can get frustrated. The pace of change seems too slow sometimes. We're not getting the workers that we need. Mm-hmm. But unless they partner in the unfoldment of the human capital here in Christian County, they're never going to get what they need. So I'm flattered if anybody would want to come to jamievollmer.com. Obviously, I'm proud of the book. But really, here's the action, to get involved at the local level.
And I have to ask this, and we've got about 50 seconds left. It says on here, contains the blueberry story. Yeah. That's got to be something interesting. What's the blueberry story in a nutshell? The
fact of the matter is that although I've been working for 20 years, I wrote a 500-word story for a publication called Ed Week 8 years ago, which has been republished hundreds of times around the world. And it tells the story of the day that I went from being a big shot business guy who thought he knew how the school should run to where a teacher stood up. I ran an ice cream company. We made blueberry ice cream that People magazine picked as the best ice cream in America.
Okay.
When a teacher stood up and say, when you get bad blueberries, you send them back. We can never do that.
There you go, folks. Jamie Vollmer. It's JamieVollmer.com. You can check out the book, Schools Cannot Do It Alone. Thank you for being in our area and for your input. And we will be back. Weather's next. It is Pet of the Week time, and who do we have here?
This is the back of Bootsy. Let me spin her. There she is. Oh, no.
Here we go, Bootsy. Bootsy, turn around here.
Sweetheart. Oh,
I don't care. We were trying to take the still picture to put on Facebook, and no matter where we put a camera, she turns away from it.
Yeah. This is Bootsy. She's a little over a year and a half old.
Okay.
I believe she was abandoned. And she's one of our residents. She's been with us for quite a while. And
look at that face.
I thought we would bring her in here and give her her shot, her $1 million shot to find her home. So let's see if I can get her turned this way so we can get a look at her. Now, Bootsy is really a ham. She's a little bit nervous. Of course, we grab her and shove her in a kennel and bring her over here, you know.
Yeah.
Not literally shove her, but it's traumatic, plus the car ride. So she's a little scared. She is really a flirt. She's energetic. She likes to play. She's a sneaker. She'll sneak, as you're walking past, she'll sneak a tag at you. And generally pretty friendly. She's starting to relax a little bit. There she goes.
Yeah.
You okay, baby? Oh, yeah.
We may try to take another picture of her because the one we have for Facebook looked like we were choking her. We were all holding her, just trying to keep her still. So we may do that. Now, she is available right now. There you go.
Yes.
Now she's loosening up a little bit.
She is available for adoption. You can call Jill there at 886-6126-270 and say, I want to adopt Bootsy. And she is a sweetheart. There we go. Now, this is how she is all the time. Okay. Oh, I'm so glad she opened up. Look at her. She is so sweet. And this is how she is. She loves to cuddle. She loves to snuggle.
I'm just over here taking pictures.
She's, yeah.
Ignore me.
But she's pretty friendly. And she doesn't mind the other cats as long as they don't, she doesn't like to be messed with by other cats. She doesn't mind being in the room with them.
Yeah.
But when they start to play, a lot of times she just wants to go up and watch them.
Yeah. But she's a sweetheart now.
Yeah, she's just a darling.
You know, she was just a little scared when she first got here.
She knows she's safe, huh? She's a good girl.
But now she's ready.
Hey, where you going?
So she is ready. So what do we have to do now? If somebody wants to adopt Bootsy.
Once again, you have to call Jill Deere.
Okay.
886-6126 and say, Jill, I'd love to adopt Bootsy, our 1.5-year-old tiger female here. And Jill will set up an appointment for you. You just have to fill out some paperwork so we know who's going to adopt her. There's a $70 adoption fee, which covers her. Is it a spay with females and a neuter with males?
Yes, that is correct.
I just call them fixed.
I don't know, man. You work for the Humane Society.
You know what? And that's something I rarely get into. But I think she has been fixed.
Okay.
She has. I'm not sure.
Hey, Bootsy, we're going to give you one last shot here. And that may be a keeper.
There we go. But
and folks, if you want to make it rich, invent a camera phone that'll take a picture when you press the button and doesn't wait.
Right when you press the button. You know, I have a digital camera, and it's still, I think I can count to 2 before it'll snap the picture.
Well, Bootsy is available, folks, to be adopted. There you go. There you go. That's a typical cat thing.
That's a happy
she's
girl.
She's a sweetie, and she's...
And then we have to take the lint roller over everything because
okay.
she's released Maybe it's me.
It could be. You're shedding is what it is. 886-6126. That's all the time we have on today's show. Please call and let's give Bootsy a really nice home.
Yes.
A nice, cool home. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for coming. Thanks, Bootsy.
Thank you.